Alright, round 4 of the day. I have here with me what I believe are, or what I was told were chocolate habaneros. Image research is inconclusive. Some of them look like this. Some of them look more bell-shaped. Some, I don't know. For now, I'll class them as chocolate habaneros. That's what I was told they were by the person who sold them to me. And they grew a lot of different kinds of peppers, so I suppose I trust their judgment well enough for now. Yeah, so without further ado, we're gonna, well, it's gonna be a moment. Turn it down. I'm gonna cut this bad boy open and exhume the seeds a little more carefully than I did with the daddle. Oh man, there's a lot of seeds in there. I don't know, this smells naga to me. Hey hon, check out all the seeds. Holy crap. And a pita? I only got 2 of these peppers, so I'm pillaging this one for every seed that I can see. Definitely not getting a hab smell from this one. This one's naga of some sort. I shall research for some image verification. Seeds definitely look more naga shaped, kind of weird contours and whatnot. Okay, so yeah, that's definitely naga. If it's a chocolate naga or I don't know. Okay, I got a hell of a lot of seeds out of that one. So here's the pod once again. Thought it looked to me more like a naga or possibly a 7 pod of some sort. I don't know. I guess I will find out. Smells badass. Okay. Like a passion fruit, like burst of flavor there. It's oily enough, but it's not like dripping. Maybe a papaya type. Mm-hmm. Mm. Mm-hmm. That's a drool. I could definitely feel it's hot. Oh. Oh. God damn. Chance I may get the hiccups. Lips have got a little glow happening, but roof of my mouth's got a whole tongue is just encapsulated in magma. Sting when I swallow. Trail all the way down. Bit of hot in my stomach. Ooh, it's building quickly, actually. Face feeling a little warm. Flavor-wise, very similar to the Jalokia or the Nagamorich. Almost that bubblegum-like fruity flavor at first. But this one was a bit different. Like Beaglestorm has said about the brown varieties, it was a little bit more earthy per se. More primal flavor, if that makes any sense. Throat's picking up. Just blossoming. Back of my tongue, especially is, but my whole tongue, especially the top, but underneath too, just building up. It's not unbearable, but it's really damn hot. And every time I swallow, it's just that hot coal right in the middle of my throat. But anyway, the flavor turned into, it was like a passion fruit burst for a moment, and then it turned into something similar to papaya, but with the perfume-like effervescence that came up into my nose. Little bit sweet, not really bitter, maybe a little bit, but not much, if anything. Not tart at all, no acidity like with a lot of annuum varieties, or ooh, swallow it. Yeah, it's built up a bit in my throat. Definitely not a habanero. I know that much now at this point in my travels, limited as they are compared to some. Hot coal is building up in the throat. Yeah, this isn't as hot as the chocolate, but Jalokia. I'd put it about the same as some habs that I've had. No hiccups, which is good. Whole tongue, just every time I swallow. My nose is starting to run a little bit. Right in my sternum. Just kicked up when I blew my nose. Chunk stuck in my mouth. Down in my gum line. There was a immature seed that I just picked up and ate. Had a little bit of the placental tissue attached to it. Felt a little rivulet of hotness go right down the right side of my throat and settle about right here. Still drooling quite a bit. Saliva is thickening. Whole top of my tongue riding along at a pretty nice level. My face is warm. My eyebrows are sweating. Sweat coming right in the middle of my hairline, right on top. My upper lip is sweating too. I got tons of drool. Every time I speak a couple sentences, I feel a puddle underneath my tongue. But yeah, the burn peaked a bit ago, a minute or two ago. I can feel a bit more on my lips now. Fairly warm. Lingering flavor, nice. So here's what the other one is. If anybody knows specifically what kind this is, let me know. I'm also going to post some pictures up on the hot pepper and see if anybody can identify it for me. Very pleasant surprise as far as the flavor goes. I was just expecting a chocolate habanero, but turned out to be looks to me possibly a 7-pot of some sort. I don't know if it's a Douglas. I don't think so. Douglas, from what I've seen, tend to be a little more scrunched in, as it were. And also based on the heat, it's pretty hot. I mean, I still got a really solid burn on especially the back half of my tongue, but all along the outer perimeter, a little bit underneath still. Roof of my mouth's got a pretty good glow happening. Lips burning a little bit. It's a good solid, like with most Chinense varieties, good solid overall burn. It's not like small pinpricks of discomfort like needles. It's just overall just a more pleasant and I think culpable than like if you eat a hotter annuum, say Thai pepper or something like that, or a cayenne. It's not quite as, I don't know, it's not quite as pleasant in the sensations as the Chinense varieties. Can still taste it. So yeah, pretty nice heat level. It was really hot, don't get me wrong, but like with that chocolate but jalokia, I was freaking out and I couldn't barely even speak, and my face was tingling, and just it was way hotter than anything I'd ever had before this. It was hot, really hot. Habanero level heat. I'd put this, we'll say 400,000 Scovilles approximately. So good solid upper level burn, but not completely nuclear like I've seen some of the 7-pots where it's just there's so much oil in it that it's glistening in the light of the camera, or staining the gloves or whatever it might be, or the jalokias. Those ones are a little bit more ridiculous than this one, but it was really hot. Brown 7-pot. I don't think it's a Naga, based on the fact that it's more bell. I mean, it's faint. Like, say it's closer related to a Naga than a regular habanero would be, based on, first of all, based on the flavor, and also based on the look. See, here's the end. Uneven. And the skin's kind of faintly bumpy, similar to a Naga, not quite as gnarly looking. But here's the front end. 3-lobed. Almost looks like a whirlwind. Pinwheel. Vortex spinning. Yeah, very nice in the flavor department. As a recap here, burn I could feel all the way in my mouth, and then eventually when I swallowed it, settled in my throat and my top of my tongue, and that was pretty much it for a few minutes. And my throat, it started to blossom outward, and I could feel it radiating up, and my tongue peaked out a few minutes later. Just like a hot iron just rolled across the top of my tongue, and then the roof of my mouth started coming in a little bit, and my lips I noticed, and that all stayed together for a few minutes there too, and then gradually the throat and the tongue started dying down, and I could feel the lips a little bit more, and the roof of the mouth feels, no, not numb like it would be with a Naga, but still I can feel it's a little desensitized. Lingering flavor throughout all of it, so I didn't lose my sense of taste like with some of the hotter varieties. Flavor-wise, really good. I liked this one a lot. Whatever it turns out to be, I'd recommend this one based on flavor alone. Because it sticks around the whole time, even at really hot level, and the heat, while to non-pepperheads it might be way too extreme to to myself, it's really hot. It's not a mild pepper. I'm not going to say it's mild, but it's more manageable than some of the super hots I've had, like the Vitali or the Jalokia or the Morich. Those ones are brutal, especially the chocolate. But yeah, the flavor was similar to the Nagas in that it reminded me. I always think bubblegum. Maybe that's just my own little quirky interpretation of the flavor, but similar to bubblegum or something along those lines, but a little bit more earthy, as it were, and it was a little bit like passion fruit for a moment, and then that that fizzled out and was replaced more by a papaya type flavor with a perfumey or some sort of aromatic undertones to it that went up into my nose and nice and fragrant sensation, and it was really good. A little bit sweet, but not really sugary. Maybe a faint bitterness in the background there somewhere, cutting into the sweetness, so it wasn't syrupy tasting at all. Like I've had some peppers that were really, really sweet. But yeah, the whole time the flavor just lingers. Even at the peak, I could still taste the flavor through it all. So excellent. So yeah, here you go. That's a wrap for me. This one's at 16.5 minutes, a little longer than maybe I should have, but yeah, take it easy. See ya.